Let's get ready to go. The Hy-Vee One Step 250 is away here in Iowa. And Dixon looks on the inside of his teammate, then pulls back.
Side by side, a little bit behind the top 10, it looks like. We see some of the Meyer-Shank cars side by side, teammates off at 2, all single file. Then we see the McLaren teammates side by side into 3.
Looks like the Meyer-Shank drivers are too wide. It's Joseph Newgarden there in that red number 2 is stalking, looking for his opportunity. He'll go high once again into turn 1.
He just told you, T-Bell, you got to look at what's on offer. He saw something on offer and grabbed it.
Highline was on the menu and he said, I'll take 2. Joseph Newgarden using it. As I saw, was that a drop or 2 on the lens? Maybe some fluid coming off one of the cars in front. Either way, good progress early on for the number 2 of Joseph Newgarden. Some defensive driving there from Catherine Legg in the pink and black machine.
Here goes Ericsson on that high line. He loves racing here and raced well yesterday as he goes past his old teammate, or does he, as Marcus Armstrong holds down that inside line.
The drivers
Still
know,
there, corner.
the spotters, the strategists will remind the driver, anytime you hear stay ahead of your adjustments, that's what they mean. Don't let the front or back end of the race car get out of shape and then adjust around it. It's almost impossible as a rookie. That's the difference with a guy like McLaughlin. He's learned those techniques.
So let's take a look back at something that just happened to the number 5 of Pato O'Ward. He's one-handing it down the front straightaway, cracks the visor, wipes some sweat off his brow, and then back down. That is at 180 plus miles an hour.
Couldn't do that in the old days. Let's take a look at Graham Rahal.
Listen to some radio.
How's the car?
Really good.
Don't hear that very often.
No.
You don't, but also you're cruising around at the same pace as everyone else. You're not pushing 10/10ths. Everybody's car feels good when you're driving under the limit.
And last night's winner, Scott McLaughlin, is the first of the front runners to pit. Here comes the XPEL Chevy. There were a couple further back that pitted earlier, but Kevy, he's coming your way.
So Scott McLaughlin gets to lap 94 complete. They're going a little bit loose later on in the stint, so they will try to make a slight adjustment to help that, as we've talked about, messing with his tools to try to stay in front of it, Georgia. And we'll see where he comes out on track. Palou coming in next. Award is released.
Palou impressive.
Whoa.
See a spin.
It's Canapino.
They stay green. This is important. Palou now on pit lane. Track is still green. Palou is in.
Palou is he's got a lap almost on the entire field. Only power on the lead lap because of that. If it went yellow now, he would get a free pit stop. How we're leaving it. There you go, guys. The yellow flag is out. Nice clean in for the 10. Nice clean out, Kev.
And he makes it to lap 100, so if there was any fuel saving, he's not going to have to mess with that at all for a little bit. A little bit slow in getting the fuel hose attached, but the issue has been getting it back in gear. Yesterday went straight to second. He said, my mistake, I pumped it twice. This time, no problem for Palou.
Well, he gets to the blend line under yellow. That'll determine the running order. The question is, where's Scotty Mack?
And Will Power was left out there. Will Power had not pitted by the time this yellow came out.
Yeah, but he's a lap up to the field, except Palou on timing and scoring right now.
But you got to stay with the lead with the pace car.
He's got to wait until the pit's open. It takes a lap or 2, so you hear that call.
Talking of stops, have a look at this for the DHL Honda of Alex Palou on his way in. Whoa. This will be interesting to see from Alexander Rossi's on board.
Spotters are key in this situation. Rossi spotter will say one outside pitting, but I don't know if he saw that coming.
Yikes.
That was close. The spotters don't always know exactly when the competitors are coming in. Oftentimes they'll raise their hand on the roof.
Dixon, as Dixon does, reading the race from inside the cockpit. Let's go racing.
Go, green, green,
Palou's going to see that green flag here at Iowa Speedway. Let's see how this works out with the first restart of the day.
Watch the yellow and white car of Scotty Mack. There are some lap cars between him and the leaders as McLaughlin looking to pass along with Colton Herta to the high side.
Here comes Dixon on his teammate. Couldn't quite get it done on Kiffin Simpson. Around the outside of Stingray Rob goes Scotty Mack.
Scott definitely taking advantage of the fact that the high line was swept during that yellow, but he's only got a couple good laps to use it as you get up to speed before it starts getting dirty. His teammate Joseph Newgarden with the Estemo on board doing the same thing.
Oh, but Grosjean's coming back. Grosjean saw an opportunity to find clean air and stay low, and Newgarden squeezed in that air from Grosjean as Ferrucci looks high.
Watch that black and red Sexton Properties machine. Ferrucci mixed it up last night. He's in the mix again. David Malukas just ahead, and Catherine Legg. And the driver from Dallas, Texas is on the move.
He's going to do it again right here. Looks high, then fakes low.
Outside.
Doesn't fake, he went low, stays low on Kirkwood.
Very close behind Graham Rahal mid-corner. That took some front end away from him. Now he's going to fire it into 3, side by side. These two working it. Ferrucci up 7 spots since the restart.
But Kirkwood has the draft as he comes off the corner. Graham Rahal's car helps break the air, and Kirkwood able to suck up. I think there was contact there. I think I saw smoke off the right rear of Ferrucci.
Kyle Kirkwood digging hard on the outside. He's got a brief moment of clear air there. Ferrucci gonna have to fall back in line. That was great driving. Now Kirkwood attacking Rahal.
Wow, look out. Inside. This is deep in the 10, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Oh, yeah, Ben, nice job. Goodbye, 2 to Graham.
You never want to be in a position as a driver of having to claw back laps, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun knowing that you can just fight flat out from here on out.
Here's the man who led 86 laps last night, Gainbridge Honda driver Colton Herter. Today he started 4th. At the moment, he runs 5th. Been a pretty consistent day for the Californian. We'll see what he can do. And it's definitely a lot smoother than what last night went after he relinquished the lead. There were problems on track, problems in the pits. We'll see.
And we fall back to the arrow on board of Pato O'Ward, one of the hottest drivers in the series right now, coming off a great win at Mid-Ohio, beating the great Alex Palou there. O'Ward has won here at Iowa back in 2022. Take a look at Felix Rosenquist here. He has a little bit of a wiggle right there, and I think that's probably right when the part broke or whatever let go at the back of the race car. Oh, you can hear it right there.
That's the floor.
That is scary.
Fire Baylor, fire Baylor.
Look at that thing,
Oh
left
my
front
God.
in the air. You have 3 tires on the fastest short oval in the world. That is scary. McLaughlin comes to pit lane. Kevin, he's coming to you.
Can you imagine if Power can pull off this most improbable win? Look at this, here comes Alex Palou.
Protect the bottom. All clear.
Protect the bottom is the call, and Will does that.
Palou had a 6.3 second stop. Power's got to defend right here, and then he might have it. He'll be checking his mirror, checking how close Palou can get, as Palou just continues to struggle to find any opportunity to work clean air.
And you know Palou's going to be frustrated. So close to that win at Mid-Ohio. So close again here today. Not over yet, but this is a deja vu all over again for him. Staring at the back of a car that he was in front of for a good chunk of this race. But in front of these leaders, guys, Nolan Siegel getting a little racy. That's David Malukas right in front of him. You see the long train of cars.
Oh boy.
They're trying to get some moves done with a handful of laps to go.
McLaughlin has made up almost half a second, make it 0.6 of a second. Here comes McLaughlin. He's starting to catch Palou.
Palou is making high percentage decisions right now. He's thinking championship.
Yeah.
35 points to the good as Alex Palou runs second.
At one point in this race, McLaughlin was second in the points. He's now drifted out to 5th in the points. But with 6 races left on this schedule and plenty of ovals, Palou has still more opportunities to get that first oval win, because it's going to be hard here with 1 more lap left to go for Will Power and Team Penske to continue the Penske dominance of Iowa Speedway. It may not be the king of corn country, his teammate Joseph Newgarden or Scotty Mack, who won last night, but the 43-year-old Australian is about to get win number 43. Will Power victorious for the first time at Iowa Speedway. From 22nd on the grid, and Stingray Rob is upside down. Massive crash at the end of this race. Rossi, Ed Carpenter, and Kyle Kirkwood.
Heading into the back straight, all sorts of chaos. Thank goodness for the aero screen. You see.
I think so.
But I think Kyle Kirkwood's pinned in there. The left rear of Ed Carpenter is in a very awkward position on the air hose for Kyle Kirkwood. He's moving in the cockpit, but he needs to chill here and wait for the safety team to help.
From where he's sitting, I don't think he can see that tire is right above his head.
Oh, wow. Kyle Kirkwood out, Ed Carpenter out. Haven't seen Alexander Rossi yet, but that's a relief. See him right in the middle there. And he's in the best hands with the AMR safety team. This is what happened. This is our first look at it. Wow.
Did Rossi run out of gas?
Whoa, that
Oh
is
my gosh.
air time
Wow.
for Stingray Rob. Yeah, something clearly wrong with the 7 of Alex Rossi. Slow off a 2.
Then these are just cars that were reacting because Rossi would have been spinning across the track. And I'm sure Kyle Kirkwood at Ed Carpenter. Here's another angle.
I mean, yeah, Edge is losing it on his own. Same with Kyle Kirkwood, just getting on the brakes. When you see an Indy car in the air upright like that, you tend to react in ways that might not be normal for if you see a car spinning or something like that. So both of those guys just caught off guard, maybe getting on the brakes a little bit too hard and spinning themselves.
Will Power breaks a tie with Michael Andretti. He is the 4th most successful driver in IndyCar history as far as the wins list.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.